Aries. This is for Aries sun, moon, and specifically rising, as this new moon will be in your 12th house of subconscious. This is where Pisces hands off the baton to Aries, almost, right? Because we're going to be entering Aries season very shortly right after this new moon. So with that in mind, keep in mind that this is happening exactly where it's supposed to happen, in the 12th house of Pisces. Pisces rules over the 12th house. So you are exactly where you need to be right now. And this is where, as a collective during Pisces season, we are just meant to surrender to new possibilities and perspectives, and allowing what is reemerging and resurfacing, not allowing ourselves to completely absorb into it, but to actually just observe what is coming up and how you want to move forward with it without forcing outcomes. That is pretty much what this Pisces new moon is here. And so with it being in your 12th house, some things that may be reemerging is unconscious patterns and behaviors that you may not have been consciously aware of for a long time. Or you may find more connection with your spirit team, your spirit guides, or being more on a spiritual journey per se, as this is the house of the spirit realm. Okay, so you're going to be connecting, you could possibly connecting a lot with, your ancestors and certain gifts and abilities that you got to inherit from them. So certain types of generational gifts, generational blockages, and things like that could arise around this new moon, or you can be setting new intentions and goals on how to accept those things a little bit more. Because Pisces season, again, is about surrender and acceptance. At this point, we are just being receptive to the things that arises for us. And again, we just have the choice to accept it and go along with it, or not accept it and not go along with it, but ultimately not overcompensating ourselves in the means of trying to make it make sense for everyone else. It just works for us, because it's in us, is not on us. Okay, so with this being in your 12th house, Aries, there's going to be a lot of push and pull coming from, it's not really going to be a lot of push and pull. I completely take that back. With this happening in the 12th house for you, you may be gaining new insight and perspectives on just how sensitive you are to the world around you, and how much you have actually this is the Pisces season, is the moment of realizing that you are nothing but a spiritual being having a human experience. And so there's just certain things that are out of your control, and it doesn't define you or make you who you are, but it just helps you close one door and open another. And this is all that is ultimately asking you to do. Okay, so with you becoming more consciously aware of certain patterns and behaviors and certain dynamics within your spiritual through physical life, then you become more aware of different patterns that you do or do not, different cycles that you do or do not want to continue moving forward as you move into different generations. Okay, so it's a lot. I always get like, I don't always know how to explain the 12th house, but my favorite thing to actually compare it to is the movie Inside Out. I think they perfectly explained that. It like drew me to tears, the first and the second one, because it just explains so much that, I, as a Pisces rising, like could not just put into words for the life of me. And so, yeah, just take those into notes and let's talk about you, okay? As a Aries, or with Aries placement, specifically Aries rising, we currently do have Venus, the ruler of Libra and Taurus, rolling through your sign right now. So Venus is the planet of wants and desires. Most people want and desire love, relationships, money, beauty, and aesthetics, okay? So that is what the planet of Venus brings. And with it being in Aries, the house of the zodiac of the self and personal identity, this is highlighting your personal desires. As a collective, all of our personal desires, but this happening in, again, Aries rising's first house, your personal desires. During this new moon, it will be squaring Jupiter and Cancer, but need not worry. Jupiter and Venus are they're just the really cool planets that actually give you like a lot of abundance and prosperity in life, because that's, as humans, we deserve happiness and abundance, right? So Jupiter is the planet of abundance, luck, prosperity, but it's also the planet of expansion, knowledge, and faith. And so you have to believe in something or you will fall for anything. So with those planets in mind, they will be having a tense aspect, but it isn't as tense. The only tension that would be through those planets will be between your personal desires, what excites you, in your wants and desires, and then what is actually emotionally safe for you, and how you can find those things and align them into one path. That's basically what a square is. It's basically saying this way's not working and this way's not working. So that we're coming up to some type of edge here, and we need to figure out what can work for the both of these things. So between your personal desires and your own need for emotional fulfillment and nourishment, how can we find this in the same place? How can we go forward with this? So Aries, 2 cards. We have Divine Feminine and we have Meditate. The numbers 6, the number 40, and then at the bottom of the deck we have Water, the number 18. So Divine Feminine, I was just talking about Venus. Venus is the planet of the Divine Feminine, and I'm speaking to Aries, which is the ruler of Mars, which is the planet of the Divine Masculine. So, but the Divine Feminine is here to speak about being more receptive. That's what Pisces or water energy actually is about. It's about the emotions and the intuition and being receptive of those things and asking what are those things actually trying to show you, instead of veering away from it. So this could possibly just be asking you, no matter if you're feminine or masculine presenting, this is possibly just asking you to tap more into your divine feminine, divine femininity, tapping more onto your feminine side of being more receptive. That means being more open to not only receiving, but even giving, and being more open to even expressing your emotions and things like that, especially with this water card at the bottom of the deck, which is asking us what are our emotions trying to actually tell us, as emotions and intuition connect. Why am I feeling sad? Even why am I feeling happy? Why do I feel this? What are your emotions trying to tell you? And I feel like with this meditate card, it's asking you to just try to chime into a quiet space for yourself to really connect to this feminine energy, to really be receptive to what your emotions is here to tell you. So let's talk about it. Let's just talk about it then. So there's a need to take a moment of stillness to kind of figure out what your emotions are trying to tell you right now, or even what your intuition has been trying to tell you right now. You just need a moment. So divine feminine, the Emperor, it came up sideways. The Emperor is Aries. That's your power card. Okay. The divine masculine has showed up, but he's in the reverse. So he's not in the reverse, excuse me. He's sideways. So it's very challenging to balance this masculine energy. And possibly because it needs to be balanced out with more feminine energy. Two of Swords is about that. Two of Swords is particularly about making a decision. It's about being at a crossroads. There's two paths, two decisions, and needing to make a head over heart. As you see, the heart is crossed. Needing to make a head, and then it being swords, a mind over a heart decision. Possibly to working together, collaborating with people, networking, connecting with people, but ultimately connecting with people that you can build with, that you can build with and be productive with. So like when you spend time and energy with them, it's very productive in time and energy when you're with them, or you're able to put your resources together and build something, work together with something, and invest in something together. And then we have a 10 of Swords, which signifies some type of painful ending here. Painful ending or betrayal. But ultimately, it was very, I wanted to say mind-numbing. Feel like you numb yourself. Like, this shit don't hurt. But ultimately, it's a very painful ending and possibly betrayal. Just mentally anguishing and distressing enough that it completely tore and broke you down, right? But ultimately, you're healing from it. You're healing from a disappointment, heartbreak, pain. This is the second time that their soul is going through an actual physical body, physical entity. So there's like a lot of pain here. And there's a decision that needs to be made. And the Two of Swords is like, you can't sit here forever. You can't sit in the middle forever, or you will be defaulted into the same path ultimately. But you can't sit in indecision and stagnation forever. Specifically in means of trying to work things out. This can be in career, because Pentacles is about career, but 3 is about collaboration. So whoever you're connecting with, it could be friends, or just like a group of people. Okay, I'm gonna move to this meditate card. Jeez. Okay, just throwing the cards at me, no problem. I wanted to move to this meditate card, but let me clarify really quick. Let me clarify over here, because that's kind of why I was stuck. I forgot I got all my cards here today. Okay, I didn't do it. I had messed up the full moon and Virgo readings because I wanted to make them short. Dealing with my storage and stuff like that, but I didn't get to clarify, and so I felt like I left a lot of stuff just like up in the air. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's just clarify this. Three of Wands in the reverse, Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords in the reverse. Once again, I wonder if it's still down here. It is. Two, Three of Swords, but they're in the reverse. So you are healing from heartbreak and pain, remorse, regret, sorrow. But with Three of Swords, you're thinking your feelings instead of feeling your feelings. So it is with this 10 of Swords. That's why it's like it's numb. You're numb. You're like numb to it. You're just taking it. You're like, whatever. At this point, it's acupuncture. But yeah, it's more about thinking your feelings than feeling your feelings. And so I feel like with this water card, what is your emotions trying to tell you? Yeah, you can try to create like logical like meanings of it, sure, but have you actually just sat down and expressed yourself? Three of Wands is about expanding yourself outwards. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone, virtuing outside of yourself. It says virtue. So it could be about travel, expanding outside of yourself, exploring, trying new things, just stepping outside of that comfort zone, stepping outside of that box that you had yourself in. And again, with three, about being about connection and networking and collaborating, is about extending yourself outwards, seeking outside of yourself. There's a time and a place where that needs to like happen, where you need to kind of connect with other things outside of yourself, or where you put yourself out there and then you allow to see what comes in for you. Because in the usual depiction of the Three of Wands is normally a guy looking outward to the sea, to the horizon, but waiting for his ships to come in, because he was like this beacon of light, like a lighthouse, and now he's watching his ships come in, watching the tide roll in for him. But in the reverse, this is a lack of wanting to actually extend yourself outward in that way. Fire Wands is about fire, it's about passion. And so it's about going out of your way a little bit in a passionate manner. And right here, it seems like you're suppressing that, suppressing those desires. And Page of Pentacles, you're still investing. Page of Pentacles is like planting new seeds. You still are willing to invest new energy, new time, resources, whatever it is that you're investing. You're still willing to do it in a practical way, but doing it in a more like in that passionate, creative way is kind of. We got Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and Three of Swords. 333, which is about support. The angel number for support. The Magician. I mean, you have the power to manifest whatever it is that you want in life. Okay, you have absolutely all the tools that you need to create this new portal, to create this new chapter. And all you need to do is connect mind, body, and spirit all together. And so here within the body, your energies are unbalanced. And then you need further direction from spirit. So let's talk about it. Hold on. Yeah, you don't know where to go. You don't know where to go, what direction to move in. You've hit some type of blockage. You're halted. So I keep wanting to I'm going to use this deck next time since I want to use it so bad. Let's look at this Meditate card. There's something that you're not acknowledging here. Something that has revealed itself to you, but you're not acknowledging it. And this came out sideways. This is that Three of Wands energy again. The Hierophant. An opportunity. Okay, you got two major arcanas here. So yeah, when you meditate, when you get to this place of stillness where you can actually like think about things here. We got 1, 2, 3 major arcana. So there's major things shifting in the energetic world, in the spiritual world for you right now. But two major arcanas here with the Meditate card mean they're gonna show you, they're gonna release the veil, they're gonna clear the clouds for you and bring you some type of clarity. But you have to be willing to actually acknowledge it, not ignore it. Some type of illusion will dissolve right in front of you, and it's up to you to accept the lesson that comes from it. The Hierophant is a teacher of value, a teacher of commitment to your personal value and your security and comfort within self. Okay? So there's some type of truth that needs to be acknowledged when it comes to that lesson here, once you tap into this place of stillness. And then what is challenging here is that you possibly, I don't know, I feel like you possibly think that you have to do it all on your own. 444 on the I just saw on the clock, which is about divine protection and guidance. I feel like you're being guided outside towards something else. Like you're being guided to actually explore, to step outside of your comfort zone. Again, wasn't I just talking about, this is the original depiction of the Three of Wands. Again, so you see him, he's not looking inward, he's not looking in the future, he's not looking in the past, he's looking outward. He's seeking outward he's seeking something outside of himself. And he has presented himself, he has expressed himself, he has become like some type of beacon to, I want you to look at this card. Same card. But you see how he's juggling, like he's performing, he's like putting on some type of show, but it's not in like an egotistical way. It's just, he's just naturally expressing his passions to the world. So this isn't about like trying to gain some type of validation or anything like that. It's just ultimately trying to connect with other like-minded people, but it has to go outside of your own inner circle, basically. I don't know why that was so hard for me to explain, but it came out in this challenging position here, because again, that's just a challenge for you on where possibly the direction because Three of Wands is about, it can be about traveling and things like that, but like seeking some type of a sense of direction, and seeing what is incoming for you. And so I feel like there's this like challenge to go outside of yourself ultimately. And there's some type of opportunity attached to it. Some type of opportunity, some type of new beginning. Literally, this is a gateway to a new beginning. There's the start, there's the finish. It's some type of initiation of something into something new. Queen of Wands in the reverse, the Princess of Cups in the reverse, the Justice card, and then the King of Cups in the reverse. Princess of Wands in the reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay. We got the Justice card. Big Libra energy. But ultimately, it's about, yes, it's about justice. But this is about truth and balance. Truth, balance, integrity, respect, reciprocity, and agreement. Had to get through all those words. It's about an agreement, ultimately. If the Hierophant is about commitment, the Justice card is about agreement. Some type of contract, some type of agreement, ultimately. Some type of agreement. And you know how, like in Story of Mayat, she weighs your heart against a feather. So it shows like, are your intentions just to bringing balance into a connection? Because Libra rules over personal connections, but ultimately in yourself as well. Are your intents balanced and aligned with your purpose? Okay, I got sidetracked. It's snowing, guys. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Princess of Wands in reverse. So the Queen and the Page both are here in the reverse, but we need to be very cautious of the Queen, because when you're in higher council, there's higher standards upon you, you know. And so when the Queen of Wands isn't doing what she's supposed to be doing, things get very spiteful when in regards to her approach to things. She's very pick me energy. Like, she needs to feel chosen instead of just being chosen. The Queen of Wands, look at her. She is bad to the bone. Like, she don't need to be chosen or picked or whatever, or she don't need to sit in like that energy. She normally displays radiance and confidence, charm and magnetism. She's very attractive to the things that she wants and desires in life. And so when she's in the reverse, she just doesn't feel that sense of attractiveness. She feels undesirable. She feels as if, you know, she has to overcompensate and get external validation for the things that she's doing in life. And with the Princess of Wands or the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck in the reverse, that speaks of on that lack of feeling inspired. like that lack of drive and momentum into things that are meant to light you up and stuff like that. And it's because it's not really fulfilling you. It's just giving you instant gratification or whatever it is, but it's not actually something that's meant to maintain and build your self-esteem and confidence. It's just there to, like, a band-aid to, like, help you feel good in the moment. So Prince or Princess of Cups is also here with that light-hearted, flirty energy. But Page of Cups is already so non-committal. It's just, again, that light-hearted, like, I'm willing to open up. So this is possibly an unwillingness to open up in that emotional aspect, or even just being completely irresponsible for people's emotions and stuff like that, knowing that you do not have the capacity or even the willingness to explore those depths. Because the King of Cups he's in the reverse here, and he has the ability to provide capacity for those types of for emotional depth, and he has the wits of and knowledge of emotional intelligence and maturity and wisdom. And so when he's in the reverse here, like I told you, the king and the queen know better, but if they're not doing better, then it's like a form of selfishness, because it's for them, it's for their own benefit and not the benefit of the people that they are providing and protecting and taking care of. The king and the queen, they provide for their kingdom, right? And if the King of Cups cannot provide emotional security for his kingdom, then you know. So justice, I feel like justice is here to say justice will be served. There's a lesson that needs to be learned in regards to some truth that you have just, like, not acknowledged, as you've been possibly seeking outside of yourself. Because there's nothing about seeking or going outside of yourself and expanding your energy outward. There's nothing wrong about that, about exploring new possibilities and new horizons and things like that. But ultimately, if you're not doing it in a just in integral way, then I don't know. I guess that shit catches up to you. I guess it just catches up to you. The Emperor, though, at the bottom of the deck, that's that Aries energy. That energy of ambition, of initiation, of confidence in the self, trust in the self, the ability to support, provide, and stabilize the self before you try doing that to anybody else. The Emperor has control over multiple kingdoms, okay? So just make sure that all your kingdoms are taken care of. That means King of Cups. That means your emotional kingdom. The other kings aren't here, so I'm gonna just give you the benefit of the doubt that those are all right. But with the cups, with the emotion, you need a balance of that divine or that feminine trait. You need to find some type of balance instead of trying to overly be overly logical in places that you need to be a little bit more intuitive. But again, the Emperor is about confidence, ambition, stability, power. Okay? Four of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, Four of Wands is where that union happens. It's about that energetic balance, energetic foundation. The energies are off within you because they're unbalanced. They're unstable, destabilizing things around you. Okay, destabilizing things when it comes to celebrating your goals, your milestones, and things like that, because you're too busy moving forward. You're not sitting in it enough to actually appreciate it. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. So let me end this out with some insights. And then that would be your reading, Aries. So there may be some patterns, behaviors, and things that are resurfacing for you coming out of this 12th house. And this is the time where you have the ability to rewrite those narratives. Okay. We have spy. Someone's got their eye on you, or you are doing your own research. Somebody spying or observing, okay? They're just observing. I see the power card underneath there. We ain't gonna talk about it. Okay? Just know it's there. You got the power. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. Be more receptive of love. Open up that heart space. Health. Health issues could arise, so be cautious. Take care of yourself. Confession. Someone has something to tell you, or someone has to tell you something. Somebody's gonna confess. Confession. Distance. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. And manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want, okay? Manifest. We are clear of eclipses right now. We are in Mercury retrograde, so don't get tricked by the trickster. But, yeah, this new moon, I think, I don't, okay? You should be able to plant new seeds here, and they should, you're gonna reap what you sow. But no, this new moon is definitely about planting new seeds and going in a new direction, as this is not only a new moon for new beginnings, but it is also a ending of an old chapter. So perfect. At the bottom of the deck, if you have a yes or no question, the answer is no. It is not the right time. I wanted to pull a couple more cards. Give it time. Okay. I'm going to just end it there. Give it time. Everything in divine timing. Let things flow. And then it says, let go. Make room for the new beginning on its way to you now. Okay. So remember, the answer to whatever that yes or no question is no. It's just not the right time. You need to give it some time, and you need to let go of some things so that that new beginning can make its way in. All right. Okay. Aries, that one's for you.